On the news, Nigeria's headline inflation surges to 31.70% in February. Senate calls on federal government to create intervention funds for dialysis. And student loan bill scales second reading at the upper chamber. It's a pleasure to have you join us on News Now on TV360 Nigeria. I'm Tamilore Akinkolye. We begin with Nigeria's headline inflation, which has risen to 31.70% in February, according to the latest data released by the National Bureau of Statistics (NBS). This marks a notable increase from 29.90% recorded in January 2024. The NBS Consumer Price Index and Inflation Report for February highlighted 1.80% rise from the previous month, emphasizing the significant inflationary pressures on the economy. Further analysis revealed that Nigeria's headline inflation rate on a year-on-year basis was 9.79 percentage points higher compared to February 2023, reaching 21.91%. The report attributed this sharp increase to various factors, including hike in food prices. Food inflation rate surged to 37.92% year-on-year in February, up by 13.57 percentage points from February 2023. This surge in inflation comes amidst effort by authorities to address the rising cost of living in Nigeria. Now, in an interview with TV360 regarding the recent surge in inflation, Economist Gushola attributed one of the key factors driving the increase to Nigeria's free-floating exchange rate, which is heavily influenced by high demand and limited supply. Now, in the light of food inflation, he is of the opinion that without significant measures to improve the production environment, there is little prospect of a resolution in the foreseeable future.
It's not a surprise that our inflation rate keeps going up because our exchange rate is still free floated and is determined by the forces of demand and supply. And from what we are seeing, the exchange rate, the naira to the dollar, and we are still, foreseeing that it will still go further lower if the CBN is not going to do something about it. There's no possibility of an end in sight. Number two, because Nigeria is not yet thinking of ensuring a conducive environment for production. Everyone is saying we need to produce, The supply side is actually shortened. And then everyone is saying we need to produce, we need to shift from consumption to production. But my own point of view on that is that government has not actually given a conducive environment for production. And what do I mean by the conducive environment? Government has not looked at making energy affordable and accessible, like the president promised in his inaugural speech on May 29. The government has also not made, businesses to thrive. Rather, as a result of the removal of the subsidy, businesses are actually going down, and they are finding it so hard to actually survive the economic indices of the country. So, what government needs to do is to actually subsidize energy, because when energy is subsidized, production can now be done, and then our GDP can go up, and then supply can now be increased, and then, our inflation rate can begin to now go down.
Amidst rising insecurity and the troubling resurgence of school kidnappings in Nigeria, a former senior police officer and lawyer, Lawrence Alobi, has voiced concerns over the situation, saying it is an embarrassment that mass abductions still take place in Nigeria. In an interview with TV360, the former commissioner of police and of FCT lamented the failure of the government to adequately equip security agencies with the necessary resources and machinery to effectively combat the escalating security challenges.
When I was in service, I tell my men, Abuja, get the criminals dead or alive. I don't romance with criminals. Because when they have a point, they can do the same thing to you. So, but the way it is now, we have to apply wisdom. What is wisdom? Wisdom is application of knowledge. Well, I have to analyze the situation and look at the best option. The best option is it to strike and go on a aggressive rescue mission. There will be some fatality, some casualty, even among the children. Or are we now to get to say, okay, let's negotiate with them? Because they can even negotiate with them. For me, they can negotiate with them and give them counterfeit money they cannot spend. Right? They can negotiate with them, give them fake currency which they cannot spend. I'm not supposed to say this openly, but this can be a strategy. You must be creative in your thinking in security operations. You have to be creative. You must think ahead and plan ahead. And I don't like issue of reactive policing and so forth. You need to be think ahead, plan ahead, and work ahead. They really know the police and the security. They don't know some of these soft spots that they go to schools. What have they done? And then the government should make us a policy. When you establish schools or buildings or estate, you must mainstream security and integrate security in your planning. And whatever you must have security component of that estate, security component of the school, and that has to be a policy in the federal government. And again, the government should see that there's national policing framework in the country. Policing is not all commands are fair. Vigilante, all sorts of people come out will emerge as to do policing. There should be a national policing strategy and framework that will guide all those coming to say they want to assist the police. When I was CPFCT, when the military, the DSS, the civil defense come, I'll tell you where I need assistance. Because section 217 of the Constitution says the military come in aid of the police. I'll tell you why I need assistance. But now, and some officers will allow them, the people, they usurp their function, they're doing policing, they leave military operations. So there should be a national policing strategy and framework to guide everybody will know boundaries, know how to do what, and so forth. And there be a direction, the police give a direction. And that lacuna has caused some of these problems. So the government, the federal government and the state government should come out to develop the political will to say no to security, no to insecurity in the country. We must do everything, put our resources to ensure that we make that this country is safe and secure for all about its citizens.
As part of activities to mark World Kidney Day, the Nigerian Senate has emphasized the need for immediate action to address the prevalence of this life-threatening condition and to enhance kidney treatment facilities nationwide. During this plenary session, the upper chamber urged the federal government to raise awareness about kidney disease and establish an intervention fund to bolster the number of operational dialysis centers in tertiary health institutions. Recent data from the Nigerian Association of Nephrology indicates that 25 million Nigerians are afflicted with kidney disease.
The federal government and other stakeholders must launch extensive public education campaigns to raise awareness about kidney disease prevention, risks, and available treatments. Note that urgent steps need to be taken to enhance kidney treatment facilities across the country. This includes increasing the number of functional dialysis centers in tertiary health facilities, ensuring access to dialysis treatments even in remote areas, and addressing the shortage of dialysis nurses and specialized technicians. It is imperative that we act swiftly to address the increasing burden of kidney disease in Nigeria.
The federal government and other stakeholders should launch extensive public education campaigns to raise awareness about kidney disease prevention, risks, and available treatments, including those with HIV and hepatitis who rely on dialysis treatment in Nigerian facilities. For the Federal Ministry of Education and other stakeholders should include extensive public education campaigns to raise awareness about kidney disease prevention.
The Senate has moved forward with the Student Loan Access to Higher Education Act bill, passing it for second reading. The legislative steps follows a request from President Bola Tinubu asking the Senate to annul the existing law and enact a new bill to address shortcomings in the student loan system. President Tinubu's correspondence to the Senate coincided with the announcement of a temporary suspension of the implementation of the student loan scheme, which aimed to provide interest-free loans to tertiary institution students to support their academic pursuits. Contributing to the debate during the plenary section, Senator Sani Musa proposed a novel approach to ensure the sustainability of the student loan fund.
the implementation of the higher education loan scheme by addressing challenges relating to the management structure of the Nigerian Education Loan Fund, applicant eligibility requirements, loan purpose, funding sources, and disbursement. Mr. President and distinguished colleagues, the objectives of the bill are to, 1, provide loans to qualified Nigerians to pay tuition, fees, charges, and upkeep during their course of study.
If by the time we have this loan scheme become very effective, Nigerians will see why this scheme is more important than any other thing in putting a foundation for the growth of this country, especially when it has to do with tertiary institutions, where quite a number of research will be done and many innovations will be done. There's no better time to bring this than now.
Bill for an Act to repeal the Students' Loans Access to Higher Education Act 2023 and enact the Student Loans Access to Higher Education Bill 2024 to establish the Nigerian Education Loan Fund as a body corporate to receive, manage, and invest funds to provide loans to Nigerians for higher education, vocational training, and skills acquisition, and for related matters dealt with 2024. Second reading taken.
The Supreme Court is scheduled June 7, 2024 as the date for delivering judgment on an appeal aimed at altering the final forfeiture of 1.2 billion naira to the federal government. The appellant, Melrose General Services Limited, is contesting the ruling of the Court of Appeal, which ordered the forfeiture of the money to the Nigerian government. The appellate court based its decision on the assertion that the money constituted proceeds of an unlawful activity within the Paris Club reform process. During the court session, Kende Ogunwumiju, representing the appellant, argued that the funds subject to forfeiture were not derived from unlawful activities, but rather constituted payment for contractual and consultancy services rendered to the Nigerian Governors Forum. He urged the court to overturn the ruling of the appellate court, emphasizing the lawful nature of the transactions between his client and the NGF. We'll go on a break here, but coming up on the rest of the news, Arsenal versus Bayern Munich in Champions League quarterfinals. Details of the story right after this break.
In the last 3 years, we have built a multi-purpose center, which is the envy of all in our constituency. And I can tell you that the people who are living there are already enjoying it.
Guy, do you think what this man just said is true? See, I seriously doubt. I'm sure it's one of those their silly lies.
And wait, do you know there's a way to find out if these things he's saying is true or not? This is the Construct app. It gives people like us a sure way to track implementation of constituency projects. It gives valid and verified information on location of projects, amounts allocated, amount funded, the level of job done, and even the profiles of concerned legislators. You and I can post directly on this app.
Are you serious?
This is the Go-To app if you want to know how our Commonwealth is being expanded by the government.
Wow. Let's even see if what this man said is true. Show me.
The Construct app is developed by Other People Nigeria with support from USAID and is available on both Google Play Store and Apple Store.
And it's true.
Of course, I told you.
Welcome back. Now a quick recap of our headline stories. Nigeria's headline inflation rate surged to 31.70% in February, marking a notable increase from the 29.90% recorded in January 2024. The MBS Consumer Price Index and Inflation Report for February highlighted a 1.80% rise from the previous month. Further analysis from the MBS revealed that Nigeria's headline inflation rate on a year-on-year basis was 9.79 percentage points higher compared to February 2023, reaching 21.91%. We also told you that the Nigerian Senate issued a call to the federal government urging for increased awareness about kidney disease and the establishment of intervention funds to bolster the number of operational dialysis centers in tertiary health institutions. The Senate says it has recognized the pressing healthcare challenges faced by Nigerians, with recent data from the Nigeria Association of Nephrology indicating that 25 million Nigerians are afflicted with kidney disease. Now, in case you missed any of our news bulletin or for more updates, you can catch us on Limes World TV and AVO TV, or log on to our website on www.tv360nigeria.com. You can also follow us on our social media platforms on Twitter, Instagram and YouTube at TV360 Nigeria, or download our mobile app on Google Play Store, Huawei App Gallery and Apple Store. On Facebook, we're at TV360 Online. Now let's join Okwayemi Owosheni for the latest update in the realm of business. Okwayemi, the floor is yours.
Well, Tamilore, it's been a great trading week for the stock market, as the market witnessed elevated demand in the trading week, recording 5 days of positive closes, increasing by 2.12 trillion. Well, this is the best the market has recorded in a long time. I'll give you details of this, but that'll be after I bring you up to date with the latest happenings in the world of business. Well, in the world of business, President Bola Tinubu has directed key government agencies to streamline regulations and tax frameworks to facilitate expanded investment in telecommunications and broadband infrastructure across Nigeria. This directive came during a meeting with a delegation from American Tower Corporation Nigeria at the State House in Abuja on Thursday. Merek Bufsi, CEO of ATC Africa, affirmed ATC's Nigeria's commitment to increasing its investments in the country, which have already exceeded $2.19 billion since its establishment in 2015.
The meeting today is again a confirmation on the part of ATC that they're still extremely committed to investing in Nigeria, but also from our side, commitment from the government that will be here to support them. It's extremely strategic. You know, the demand and the desire for our people to consume communication services is continuously growing. We're also a very youthful nation as well. 60% of our people are under the age of 25. So the demand for connectivity will continue to grow. And companies like ATC are extremely key to that. And after you've heard, they will be investing in more stations over the coming years. That infrastructure is what we believe will continue to deepen the quality of services that people get.
American Tower has been here since 2015 when we launched our business in Nigeria. We're very proud of the 8,000 plus sites that we have built and the impact that we are making to communities in Nigeria, both by providing connectivity, providing people access to digital literacy learning in our digital communities, and very proud of the sustainability initiatives we have. We've invested over $300 million in batteries and solar as we connect our sites to renewable energy and work with Nigeria to grow grid to the people and, of course, connect the unconnected.
Still on business, the Central Bank of Nigeria, CBN, has reiterated its directive to banks, instructing them not to utilize gains from foreign currency revaluation for the purpose of paying dividends and expenses. Foreign currency revaluation typically occurs when the value of a currency is adjusted upward in comparison to another currency within a fixed exchange rate regime. In a statement issued by Adetono Adedeji, the acting director of the CBN's Banking Supervision Department, banks are urged to exercise utmost prudence when handling gains from foreign currency transactions. By prohibiting banks from utilizing foreign currency gains for dividend payout or operating costs, the CBN aims to ensure that these institutions maintain robust financial positions and effectively manage their foreign exchange exposures. We'll go on a break now and be back with stock market reports. In the trading week ended February 5th, Nigeria's equities market rose by 3.17%, powered by investors who bought largely capitalized stocks. Now, this is in addition to rallies seen across banking and insurance stocks, despite mid-sell-off in the oil and gas counters. The market also increased by 0.99% on the last weekday of trading, with the market's capitalization at 59.42 trillion naira. The market breadth also ended on a positive note as 25 stocks advanced and 19 stocks declined. Well, Guaranteed Trust Holdings led the gainers with a 9% share price appreciation, closing at 48 naira 45 kobo, followed closely by international breweries, which closed at 4 naira 39 kobo. Now, at the end of the last weekday of trading on the Nigerian Stock Exchange, that's NGX, a total of 270 million volumes of shares were exchanged in 6,457 deals, corresponding to a market value of over 5 billion were traded. Now, compared with the previous NGX trading day, that's Thursday, March 14th, today's data shows 4% decline in volume, 32% decline in turnover, but 11% improvement in deals. Well, a switch to our select global equities to see how they are doing on the last weekday of trading. Well, as you can see, reverse is the case for our select global equities, as both the UK FTSE, US Dow Jones, and Japan's Nikkei ended in the bears at 0.20%, 0.47%, and 0.26%. Well, that's it on both business and stock market reports. So back to you, Tamilore, for the rest of the news.
Thank you, Okbayemi, for that update. Now, on the global scene, voting has commenced in Russia's presidential election, widely anticipated to secure another 6-year term for Vladimir Putin. With no credible opposition, the outcome seems predetermined. The voting process spans 3 days, starting from the opening of polling stations in Russia's easternmost region at 8 o'clock local time on Friday. Putin's decision to run for a 5th term was announced during a grand military award ceremony in December, where he had just honored soldiers involved in Russia's military activities in Ukraine. The declaration came after a pro-Russian commander urged him to run, emphasizing the nation's need for his leadership. Putin's tenure has already exceeded that of any ruler since Soviet dictator Joseph Stalin. He has served as president since 2000, with a brief stint as prime minister to comply with constitutional term limit. Well, up next on News Now is Entertainment Report.
Nollywood actor Timini Egbuson shares why he has decided to take a break from acting next year. Timini revealed that he has been hopping from set to set for the past few years, getting about 6 hours of sleep per day. Realizing the need for a break, the actor expressed that it's about time he takes some personal time off. Timini said he has been acting for the past 14 years consistently, and there's never been a downtime to rest. Nollywood actress Iyabo Ojo has expressed her wish for her daughter to tie the knot early. During her daughter Priscilla Ojo's 23rd birthday celebration, the mother of two makes this claim. Explaining reasons for her desire, the mother said she wants Priscilla to follow her footsteps. Iyabo Ojo said she's looking forward to Priscilla's wedding day and her having babies. Iyabo Ojo also said that she had her own daughter at the age of 23 and she wants Priscilla to marry early so she can grow with her kids just like she did. And that's it on Entertainment Report on News Now. I'm Joy Ochejim, TV360, Lagos.
Finally, on sport, Arsenal has been paired with Bayern Munich in the quarterfinals of the UEFA Champions League after an highly anticipated draw held at the House of European Football in Nyon, Switzerland. Arsenal narrowly beat Porto on penalties after a 1-1 aggregate draw to reach the last 8, while Bayern overturned a 1-0 first defeat to La Lazio to advance. For Arsenal, this marks their return to Champions League football since 2017. As the journey to the final unfolds, all eyes will be on Wembley Stadium, where the ultimate showdown will take place on June 1st, 2024. And that's the size of our bulletin. Many thanks for watching. I'm Tamilore Akinkwulie. Bye for now.